All right, so I came across this YouTube post by this particular content creator. Because I know that the people that follow these groups are sensitive. This video has absolutely nothing to do with the group. Imagine that, but what the group is talking about. Just imagine that, right? Again, well, you can't bashing. No, I'm lie bashing. So as you can see, this particular post is on Esau. It says what it says. Let me try to make this bigger so that this is clear. So it says Esau character parallels with history, and then it says this dumb shit right here, the red man. Okay, it's like let's build a narrative first before actually analyzing something. So there's no red man ever having anything to do with Esau. It's just them saying it is. So it says Esau's character parallels with character and history of this is supposed to be white people. These niggas is childish, okay? Whom I will refer to in this segment as the red man. And this is a problem. You know, when they refer to something from their own mind with this red man nonsense, it gives the impression that this is actually here, but it's not. You see what I'm saying? Just keep it BCV. Just keep it the words that are on the page. I don't know why that's so hard when it comes to this subject, but it says Esau was a hunter, okay, a man of the field, okay. Let me scroll down. Esau was a hunter and a man of the field is a description from Genesis 25 and 27, highlighting his outdoor adventurous nature. Okay, yeah, okay. Contrasting him with his brother Jacob. That's actually true. Um, but the thing, I'm saying that not because it's like an agree disagree thing. This portion here, damn, this portion here is actually in this what's cited in Genesis 25. It's there. You have to be a reader to know that it's there though. A lot of people just YouTube and they look at these dumbass posts like this one, and then they really don't open the book because you don't see a red man in there. That's just it. Even says whom I will refer. Just because they refer to it as a red man doesn't mean that there's an actual red man. And you see, that's the difference. Again, this has nothing to do with the group. It's just the bullshit that they create, the narrative that they create. They even admit to creating it. I will refer to this segment as the red man. It doesn't get that clearer. They're telling like, hey, this is a lot of opinion. So going down, let's go down. So again, using their own narrative, the red man says it right there. It's hunting too white. That makes no goddamn sense. I don't understand that. But studies and cultural observations show that hunting is in modern Western societies is overwhelmingly dominated by white. What does this have to do? What does this have to do with Esau? It doesn't say what it has to do with Esau. But this post is allegedly about Esau. Even if this is a true, and this information might be true, but what the hell does it have to do with Esau? You have to first establish, because I know what they're trying to do. You have to first establish using the book that Esau are these Europeans. What you're doing, you're outsourcing to random research, and it's random research because is that what Moses was writing about? Your random research? Nobody has that much common goddamn sense anymore. I can, yes, information might be true, but is it relevant to what Genesis 25 is talking about? Have you shown that this is relevant to Genesis 25? And the answer is no. You just jump to the conclusion, and then most people are dumb and won't even pick up on it. So this cultural phenomenon, it's not a phenomenon. People hunt to eat, like, but the cultural phenomenon aligns with Esau's inherent characteristic as a hunter. For example, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Oh my God, this is just get. Oh my God, damn. Okay, is this a precept? Is the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service a precept connected to Moses? No. So why in the hell is it here? It doesn't belong here. Again, the information might be true, but you have to show how it's relevant to Genesis 25. You have to show that the US Fish and Wildlife is talking about Genesis 25. So Genesis, here we go again. Genesis 25 and 30, Jacob cooked red pottage. Okay, so what? Esau's appetite and taste buds based on interpretation. Again, here we go. Based on interpretations, not what this is talking about, but somebody's frivolous interpretation. I have not read any of this shit. I just when I saw the post, I knew that it would be loaded and full of bullshit. Again, nothing against this group because a group's name is a group's name. The people are the people. I'm addressing the bullshit. So we know in the scriptures it says that the Bible is of no private interpretation. But what are they doing? What are they relying upon? It says it based on interpretations of Genesis 25. Then it goes off of what a scholar, and they actually are like telling on themselves. They even put a finger pointing what a scholar says, okay? Some scholars suggest the red stew symbolically connects to blood. Okay, strength, vitality, raw desire. Esau's name itself means red, reinforcing this connection. No, it does not. No, it does not. So scholars might suggest, I'm highlighting this for a reason. A scholar might suggest this, but again, is that the Bible says to get proper understanding, you must use precepts to show the proper understanding. What a scholar says is not a goddamn precept. It's only what a scholar says, for one. Then what the scriptures say, like you're mixing things. This is in the scriptures. But then you're saying that that's reinforcing this connection. No, it doesn't. To this person's interpretation, it's reinforcing that connection. I don't know how people don't know the difference between this. And why is this so long? Why is there so many spaces in between? But it says the red man. I hate this dumb shit because it's just like y'all just made it up to guide people's brains. This red man shit is not in the precept. There's no red man ever, okay? Appetite and taste buds, and then they go to European. There's no precepts in none of this shit. They're using everything but precepts. Europeans are among the highest consumers of raw or rare meat. Okay, with traditions such as steaks, blah 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 blah, acceptance of blood based, the culinary prep, blah 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 blah. This is all unnecessary bullshit because this is not a precept. This has nothing to do. They would have to show how Moses intended for this information to be used as a precept. Again, the information might be true, but where's the connection to what Moses is writing about? How is it connected? You have to show Moses intended for you to use this random bullshit source. A proud man who never stays at home, Habakkuk 2. What the hell does this? Historic? Okay, so this, I already see the problem here. This citation says what it says. But then this is just a statement. They're pretending that this which is highlighted has to do with Habakkuk, but it doesn't. This is one thing. Habakkuk 2 and 5 is another. And Sirach, it says a trifling woman her foot not abide at home. You can say, oh, this is talking about, all trifling bitches. Like it, you can take any sentence. This is as bad as what pastors do in church. I'm gonna take one sentence and make it be about something that has absolutely nothing to do with it. And that's what's going on here, right? Wait till I get to the bottom of this. Malachi 1 and 4, the border of wickedness. Okay. Revelation 13. Okay, but what do these have to do with Esau somehow being a European? They only say what they say, the border of wickedness. Okay, great signs and wonders. Where's the precept or sign or wonder which is showing Esau is a European? But people will use all of this bullshit. People will use all this bullshit and somehow say that this is proof. There's no proof. There's random citations to, fish and wildlife. There's random citations to scholars and interpretations, which nobody's supposed to be using interpretations. You got all of this information, but it's not proving Europeans to be Edomites. But people just believe because somebody said to believe it. It says because fire to come down from heaven, right? But that doesn't prove Edomites are Europeans. It's just, it says what it says. Then they're going to go to the atomic bomb drop in Hiroshima and Nagasaki were developed through. This is the stupidest shit that I've ever seen. This is so goddamn dumb, man. So they're trying to say that fire from heaven is exclusive to this situation. This is a true historical event. But the issue with this, the main issue with this, that has absolutely nothing to do with fire from heaven. Fire from heaven means the wrath of God. When God gets pissed off, it's fire from heaven, his wrath, his being pissed off. In any way, shape, or form, no. We see that in Ezekiel chapter 9 when they went through and killed everybody using a sword. Had nothing to do with an atomic bomb. The same thing with in Egypt. That wasn't no goddamn atomic bomb. Fire from heaven there. It wasn't no damn atomic bomb. But again, it's just because these Negroes say so. It paints a narrative. Oh, it's the white man, atomic bomb, fire from it. That's this. You have to know the Bible before you just start, for one, teaching this doctrine nonsense, because you can have a good doctrine and a good breakdown, but it could still be wrong. And that's what this is. So, Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created the smith. What the hell? I have created the smith that bloweth. Oh, okay. I thought they was like trying to change something for a second. Coals in the fire, blah, 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 okay. And I have created the waters to destroy, okay. Then they just jumping around. They flip flopping from Bible to historical events. But so what? This happened. How is this what Revelation is talking about? Fire from heaven. You would have to show how John the Revelator intended for to this historical event to be what he's talking about, and then they haven't shown that. They never show that. It just sounds good. It sounds emotional, you know. World War II began in Europe and Nazi Germany, blah, blah. So what? Germany Nazi scientists absorbed, okay, this might be the case, but what does this have to do with Moses and John the Revelator and Habakkuk and all this? Obadiah right here, the wise men of Teman destroyed. Well, so what? So what? What does this have to do with showing how a European is an Edomite? Nothing. The border of wickedness reflects the invention of man. No, it doesn't. This is a bold-faced lie. This right here is a bold-faced lie. This is just a random statement. Hebrews 12 and 17. Esau sought repentance with tears, showing emotional instability. So what? So studies show higher anxiety and emotional disorder. Blah, 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 blah. So he's trying to say what they're trying to do, and I'm saying trying to do. that a lot of dumb Negroes fall for. They'll see this, and then they'll see this right here, and then they'll just guess, oh, Edomites is the white man. This is somehow proof. Sounding all remedial. The problem with this is that you have to show how I'm gonna say Paul. A lot of people would say Paul wrote Hebrews. So some people would say it's unknown, etc. Blah blah blah. I don't care about that. But let's just say the author of Hebrews. You would have to say that you know for a fact that he intended for you to use these studies, and that's what this is talking about. There's no link to this though. There's no link at all. It's just a precept and a random statement. And there's an assumption that this is what the hell is talking about. An assumption. Habakkuk 2 and 9, Esau builds high to escape judgment. I would have to read that. I'm not sure if that even says that though. Because like we know the Tower of Babel was the point, but that wasn't Edomite. So it's not exclusive to one nation of people. But Stephen, okay, oh my God. Stephen Hawking. Oh, this is laughable. And I get a lot of dumb Negroes that will speak assertively as if Europeans are Edomites, and then there's solid proof. They're using Stephen Hawking. It's like, so what? He again, this might be true, and this is not about whether the history they're using is true or false. It's not an issue of that. It's the connection that the prophets intended for you to use Stephen Hawking. When you actually use your brain like that, it's comical. Stephen Hawking is your precept to get the proper understanding. The fish and wildlife, whatever, is the precept to get the proper understanding. It's the level of stupidity amongst a lot of us. Like whatever these groups say, and again, this has nothing to do with the group. I'm just pointing out the clear and obvious bullshit. That's all. I know a lot of them they get emotional, especially if I was to come and question them on this, they're going to get disrespectful and emotional because they know it's bullshit. Not to even say I would even be challenging them. It's just a question. They get real ignorant. Obadiah 1 and 3, Esau dwells in the heights. It doesn't say that like that. It really doesn't. That's what they're doing. This doesn't say that like that. But if they twist it and then add a random, here we go. That's what they're doing. They're adding a random statement, and they're twisting the precept. Esau dwells in the heights. And then it's like, oh, Edomites are really, and this is somehow proof. No, you would have to show how Obadiah is intending for you to use this skyscraper information. Without that link, it's wrong. It's just it's just what they feel. Okay. They're using, interpretations and feelings, not precepts. Okay. The Industrial Revolution spread west. Wait. The Industrial Revolution spread Western philosophy worldwide, forming modern. No, this is bullshit. This is complete and utter bullshit. This is a lie. This is a goddamn lie. I'm going to call it what it is. Now, let me be clear. I want to be clear. Revelation 14 and 8 has nothing to do with the Industrial Revolution. There's no such thing as a modern day Babylon. There's no need for there to be a modern day Babylon because there is no modern day Babylon. There's only and it has ever been actual Babylon. I have never seen a precept or any information to show or suggest. I don't even use the word suggest. The Bible doesn't suggest anything, but these groups do. I've never seen anything which shows that there's a modern day Babylon. Something doesn't need to be Babylon for it to be wicked or corrupt. That's just dumb retarded. There was corruption in the earth prior to Babylon, even after the destruction of Babylon. There's still but it doesn't need to be. This is insane. This is insane. This is a straight up lie and a fabrication trying to twist these two. Isaiah 14:4, ascending above the heights of the clouds, fulfilled through aviation. No, absolutely not. Aviation is a thing of Howard Hughes. This is only talking about what it's talking about. You have no authority to blend the two. And they're talking about that with the Wright brothers, Isaiah 14:13, ascending to the heavens. This is just, oh my God, this is too much. This is too much. He said, in his heart, I will. Ezekiel think perpetual hatred against Jacob. This is just a bunch of fucking stupid shit. I want to get to like some big ones. Okay, I think we're going back to Genesis 25 here. So it says the beautiful Rothschild tree. I don't know why or how that's beautiful. Red shield family. Genesis 20. Okay, this is clear and obvious deception right here. So it says the beautiful Rothschild tree, and then they're somehow citing Genesis 25 and 25 as if Moses is talking about the Rothschilds. Let's see if they actually show it instead of just putting shit on here. Amschel Moses Bauer, the father dynasty, opened a coin shop in Frankfurt in 17 in place. A sign above the door depicting a Roman eagle on a shield. And then randomly there's Obadiah 1 and 4. I don't see anything of how Obadiah has to do with, because it doesn't say what it has to do with it. It's just a citation. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Who gives a shit what shield? If my neighbor next door decides to put a Roman shield and blah 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 blah, what the hell does that have to do with Obadiah 1 and 4? Absolutely nothing. You have to show how. Where did Obadiah say in 1 and 4 that it's talking about Frankfurt 1743? That's this is mind boggling. The sign, literally the red shield or German, blah, 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 is what gave the family their famous name. Who cares? Okay, so that might be, this is good. This is good history if you study European history, but what does this have to do with the Bible? Or Genesis 25 or Obadiah 1 and 4? What does this have to do with it? They failed to state that, right? I mean, unless, like, is it up here? It's not stated why it's mingling the two. Prophecy of the chosen deeds, if you know the know, which I guess I don't know the know. I, well, I guess we just supposed to guess. Ezekiel 36, also, son of man, prophesying to the mountains of Israel. You mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. Thus says the Lord, because the enemy has said, okay, the small hat race. I don't know what the hell this is even talking about. Yes, Jewish people use the expression, aha, because everybody says aha, like aha, I got you. I don't, what what? Eureka. Yiddish. So what? Like, a lot of this is a bunch of so what information. I'm skimming through it. The genealogy of the Dukes of Esau. Maybe they might get to it here. These are the names of the dukes, the descendants, their family's place. Okay, Timnah, blah 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 blah. I remember that. Okay, I'm just trying to speed through this. I don't want to make this long. The red men again. They made this bullshit up. They admitted to it. Family tree today. The Dukes family. Sing blah 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 blah. Linked to normal. I mean, they're saying that Dukes is somehow linked to French, but I guess just because they say so. I mean, I don't know. Appearing in medieval records. What are the records? Where are they? The figure, including Devonshire lines, blah blah blah. Those fictional Dukes of Hazard. No, no. This part I know is bullshit, and they just made this up because in the KJV it uses Dukes. Duke was not the actual word used there. You got to be a dumbass to think that, right? They're trying to, because it's Duke and they know the Dukes of Hazard is European, rednecks. They're trying to say, "Oh, it's the same people." Like, no, no. Oh, and this is the part when they get into the images, right? Um, if you have any other precepts to add to his character, put the precept in Shalom. I'm assuming the his is Esau, but there was never any precepts above used to show Esau's character. All they did was just blend precepts with historical, focus only tunnel vision on Europeans. That's all they did. Like, there was nothing to make it, nothing to cancel out other people, is my point. But again, here's an image. Oh, I gotta go over. My fault. Here's an image. Here's another image. These images are not precepts, though. Again, it's just what they put on here. Nothing here shows anything to do with. Yeah, I didn't see it in any of these images. It's just like random images. But this is what a lot of y'all fall for, mixing of things, where it's like a historical account mixed with, I can't even say mixed with. If I put a precept next to a historical account, it deceives in a way. It is, you would think that that precept is what that historical account is talking about, but I haven't proven it. I just put it next to it. And that's what y'all don't understand. If I put an apple next to an orange, yes, they're both fruits and they're both round. That doesn't mean that they're both one and the same. Nah. And that's what they're doing. It just, I don't see how y'all really think that this is proof that Edomites are Europeans when it is literally nothing there. It's yeah, again, the history they cite might even be true, but you have to show how that's what the prophet is talking about. You have to show that the precept connection is the fish and wildlife. You have to show that the prophet intended for you to use one of these random sources that y'all looked up randomly. Like, in over 12 years, I have never seen that. I have never seen any proof of that. It's just what people say. That's more of a religious thing. Modern day Babylon. It's not an actual. It's not an actual biblical thing. Like it especially the fact that you're in Revelation 14 is talking about just Babylon. Like, just leave it alone. It's only talk. If there's a prophecy against Egypt, it's a prophecy against Egypt. But we know, like, bondage modern day was similar to Egypt. So so Europeans are Egyptians now. Like, that's the same logic that they, but I just wanted to hit that home. I know I made the point. This, y'all got to watch out for stuff like this. Yeah, it sounds good. It's emotional. Uh, it's putting one next to the other one, but that doesn't make it two. It's just a one by another one. Think about that. So that's all I have for now, as it is written, and I'm out.